Hello guys, good evening and welcome to the League of Europe Season 3 with the lads of Division 4 for round number 11 here at the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Your commentator for this evening, Iva Bryn Mike, and I am excited for this race. Some very tricky corners on this track. Turn 4, infamous, you can go ahead and easily lose it there at turn 4. The curbs at turn 5 and turn 2, absolutely lethal. You touch them, you're going around. So we're going to see how these guys are able to navigate the tricky corners. As I turn my attention to the chat right now, we have Cloudy Cloud in the chat saying it's going to be a wet race. That is going to be a bit spicy. It's going to be very spicy. So I'm expecting to see a lot of guys set their laps on softs end. If that's the case, I'm expecting to see a few people in the 16s. Not sure what the pole time will be, but I'm thinking, 16s. Considering in D3 we had a low 16 softs on pole, so I'm expecting maybe low mid 16s here for D4. As Raj says, 0 stops, let's go for a wet race. I mean, the wet race will be exciting. So, looking at the times that people have set, Dron, last week's race winner, 17.5 on the medium, so that's a good time there from the man in the Mercedes. Mir Ryan, who has had some good pace around here. I've been in a couple of practice sessions. He does have some decent pace around here. A 17.7. He won't be happy with that time, but he'll know he can do better. His teammate Kieran, also with a 17.8. He'll be a bit happy. And last season, these two were on the podium. Ryan B and Smitsky. They were on the podium in D3. Are they going to do a repeat performance here in D4? Time will tell, as Don's steering wheel pops up into third with a 17.8. Meanwhile, Dale, the first man on the softs, has set a 18 flat. So we'll see if he's going to be able to improve on that time, and let's get everything open so we can see all, as we got a yellow flag in sector 2 for the Renault of, I believe that is Calvin Christian, getting out of the way of a few guys. As John has actually improved on his time with a 17.4, good lap there. As the bread bank actually went purple in sector 1, then invalidated on the exit of turn 4. He did catch up to a bit of traffic as well, which is never what you want to see. Got Calvin into the pits. Ibo going off track. Who have we got who is on a lap? That's what we need to see right now. If we got anyone who is on a lap. I don't think we have. Oh, hang on. No, the bread bank, he has invalidated this lap, and he's using a lot of VRS, which means he's going to be compromised when it comes to his next lap. As Breadbank in the chat saying Craigie blocked his flying lap. We did just about catch you stuck behind a bit of traffic. Couldn't see whether it was Craigie or not, but we did see you stuck behind a bit of traffic. But considering there's a Mercedes directly ahead of you, it might be interesting. Might want to send that one into the stewards bread bank. Craigie is on a fine lap, but he spun it. He has spun it. I think he has clipped that inside curb at turn 5. I did say that that was a lethal curb. Meanwhile, the bread bank is in sector 2. He is running extremely low on ERS. He's not getting the full deployment in that Renault. So it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky for him. As he is coming up now to the final corner, he's going to peel off into the pits. Who have we got on a flying lap? We got Maverick. We also have Jod, who's drifting out wide there. But he hasn't invalidated it, so we'll stay on board with Jod just to see what he's going to do. The man in the Toro Rosso, the Scotsman. Let's see where he's gonna put it. He done an 18.9 on the sauce, so can he improve on it? He's run very wide there. He has got away with it, and he has improved by 2/10. That might be an interesting one, as Ryan B has actually gone purple in sector 2, so this could be a big lap here from the man in the McLaren. Get to the line now. What's this gonna be? It's gonna be a 17.2, as Mir Ryan has actually gone faster than that on the medium compound, as I've received an invitation to watch a stream. Don't they not know that I am actually commentating right now? You can't be sending me stuff at this time of day. Oh no, and Mir Ryan has binned it into the wall on the exit of turn 4. That is gut-wrenching. A Slayer popped it on pole position with a 16.9. Mir Ryan was definitely a contender for pole position here. I mean, that's a monstrous lap on the mediums from Mir Ryan. It might be good enough to keep him relatively high in the top 10. You know, you're expecting guys like Jerome, Maverick, Don Steering Wheel, and Kieran to go faster when they chuck on the sauce, but he might be able to survive dropping too far outside of that top pack. And with it being a ret race, it's all to play for. All you gotta do is just stay out of trouble. Smitsky, he is 7/10 up, so this would put him in the 17s. It would move him ahead of Dale, potentially Kieran as well, and Don. So as we come around the final corner right now, as Don Steering Wheel actually puts it 2/10 clear of Slayer, and Smitsky with a 17.5. But Don Steering Wheel, the man in the Ferrari who last week drove from the back of the grid and managed to get second place and wasn't too far off winning the race. He has been on a charge in efforts to hunt down this man in the Haas, the man who is leading the D4 championship. And obviously we have Mir Ryan also returning today, and he has asked me to go ahead and say his name like this: Mir Ryan. So there you go, Ryan. I did it. I did it. You asked me to do it, I done it. I called you Mir Ryan. It's not gonna make the top 5 moments, so, but I'm not gonna lie. LFC setting a very good lap here. 17.4 on the soft compound tyres, and he just turns in a bit too early at the chicane, but he was on a cool down lap. And Jerome, the man in the Mercedes, last week's race winner, has done very well there to put on provisional pole with a 16.6. As it looks like Kieran is out of fuel. We're going to stay on board with Jasper. He is up by 3.5 tenths. He's coming to the line right now. And Ibo and Calvin Christian. I just caught that then with Jasper on board with him. Ibo was driving the wrong way on track. That was interesting. I think he might have made contact with Calvin Christian there, so or maybe they both spun each other out. Calvin unfortunately DNFing, but Alt Maverick purple in sector 1. Let's see if he can keep this going. As he comes into the chicane, he sees the Alfa Romeo up ahead, just cutting the chicane completely. That is Slayer, who's going to get out of the way. Let's see, what can the Toro Rosso do here in sector 2? Is this going to be a purple sector 2? It is. This man is on course to get provisional pole as we approach now the penultimate corner. And to the line, is this going to be pole position? No, it's going to be P3 for the time being. Oh, Maverick, unfortunately, not being able to get it done. Meanwhile, the only one that could threaten pole position here is going to be Slayer, because Alt Maverick, I believe he is on a cooldown lap now. Oh, he should be, because that's no ERS is not good around here. As we got Anonymous saying, oh, as Slayer losing the back end there in turn 4. I mean, this is going to be the tricky thing for these guys, especially in the wet conditions. Turn 4, the curbs on turn 5 and turn 2 are lethal. Yo, take caution in there. Heed my warnings. Heed my warnings, lads. Take caution. As we start to get everyone coming out now on an out lap. If they're not out now, they're going to struggle to get around in time. So Alt Maverick, he's into the pits. That's going to be session over for Alt Maverick. LFC, he's not out yet. I believe Slayer will be the first person to set a lap, so we'll stay on board with Slayer. We got Smitsky directly behind him. We have a Toro Rosso Jod, who actually does improve, so maybe I was a little bit wrong as Breadbank comes to the line and puts it in P5. A good lap there from the Breadbank. And Kieran is just starting his lap, so we'll go back on board with Slayer, who has invalidated. So next man on track behind him is Smitsky. He goes to the chicane, a little bit of a back end snap there. Very he's already backed out of the lap. He knows he's got one more opportunity, one chance. Arms are heavy, man spaghetti time. As Breadbank is in sector 2. Is he going to be able to get anything out of this? As we have a late joiner of Ghost Recon, as Sven and Jod get out of the way of Ryan B. Ryan B is going to be the first one out of these lot to cross the line. He is half a second up. So this could be a big lap here from Ryan B. He is purple in sector 2. Let's see if he can carry it on into the final sector. It looks pretty good. Drone has retired. So what is this going to be from Ryan B? He is already derated and he goes into P2. Meanwhile, we have Don steering wheel right behind the Haas of Palmer. Palmer does improve and Don improves massively with a 16.4, a fantastic lap there, and Jasper gets himself up into 9th place. Meanwhile, Dave Javu improves, just not by a huge amount. Smitsky has invalidated his flying lap, and that will be the end of the session for him. So there we go, that is the grid. Don steering wheel on pole position, Duron in second, Ryan B in third, Alt Maverick 4th, Slayer in 5th, Breadbank in 6th. Mir Ryan will, even though Mir Ryan crashed out early, he did that time on the mediums, let's not forget. That's a good lap. He could have very well been in with a chance right there for pole position, but he'll be happy that he's going to be starting directly ahead of the championship leader, because Don and Ryan, they have got to hunt down Jasper in this championship, because right now the gap, actually what is the gap? I believe the gap is quite sizable. So there we go, we got Don steering wheel on pole position with Duron in second, Ryan B third, Alt Maverick 4th, Slayer 5th, Breadbank 6th, 7th Mir Ryan, 8th LFC, Jasper in 9th, Calvin Christian rounding up the top 10. Then outside the top 10 we got Smitsky, Kieran, Dale, Dave Javu, Jod, Sven, Palmer, Craigie and Ibo, who has a 5th place grid penalty. I believe that is for a collision with Calvin Christian. And to my knowledge as well, we do have Ghost Recon, who will be joining at the back of the grid. As it looks like it's going to be intermediate conditions, judging from this weather. So I wonder, is it going to stay indoors for the entire race, or is it gonna dry up? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Okay, so the gap that Jasper has right now is very sizable. He has a 60-point lead to Don steering wheel, who is in 4th, and a 57-point lead to Mir Ryan in 3rd. Raj is closer, but Raj unfortunately is not racing. So there we go, everyone on the intermediate tires. So prediction times, guys. Let's see. What's everyone's thoughts? Who do we think is going to get the victory here? Is Don steering wheel going to dominate from pole position? Can the Mercedes of Jerome challenge him? Will Ryan B or Smitsky do a repeat of last season in D3 where they got podiums? Can Mir Ryan redeem himself after qualifying and get within that battle up the front? Can Jasper extend his championship lead? And also we do have another tasty battle that is going on, and that is the battle in the constructors. As this is a good opportunity right now for Ferrari and Red Bull actually for that matter, but at the moment for Ferrari to close that gap to Red Bull and to Haas. As Codemasters gave me the absolute brilliant camera angle there. But here we go, we are gonna form up on the grid right now to get ready to start this race. As Ibo has just said, this is his 150th race in a row from the old PRL to the brand spanking new LOE. So a massive congratulations to Ibo on the big 150. Hope for a great race for you, but as we are lights out and away we go. And it's a terrible camera angle. Oh, there's a Renault straight into the wall there. That's the bread bank. Just went straight into the wall, but he's going down the inside. He's going to challenge Ryan B for third place, so a good start there. Mir Ryan, 3 wide with Alt Maverick and Slayer. He's going to have a look down the inside. And there's a bit of front wing that's flown off there, and I believe that is from Alt Maverick. Now, yeah, it is from Alt Maverick. Now, these guys, they got to be a bit cautious early on. As we got a yellow flag, and that is Palmer. That's the Haas that is around. Meanwhile, Don Steenwheel has done a good job. He's kept it clean. Meanwhile, Ryan B all over the back of that Mercedes. And he gets a little bit out of shape there. And Ryan B, he looked for a move, but thought better of it, because now he's got a chance. He's going to be down the inside here, and that could be job done, but no, John able to hold it around the outside. And a switchback there from Ryan B into the penultimate corner, and he's going to try and hang it around the outside, look for the switchback perhaps. No switchback. But he is going to have to slipstream. He's going to move to the inside. Is this going to be the move now for Ryan B? Maybe, I'm not sure. He has got... Nah, unfortunately he doesn't have the traction down. Meanwhile, Mir Ryan, good start into 5th. LFC up into 7th. So right now, the Alfa Romeos are doing well. Smitsky still down in 11th, but with Smitsky in 11th, Kieran in 12th, and with Don winning this race as it stands right now, Ferrari set to get some good points here. But it is very early on, as Jasper, our championship leader, has gained 1 position up into 8th place. So as we got calamities going on behind, as it's Craig Dale have gone off. Not sure what contact was made in that, but yeah, they've both dropped it, and Jod also has dropped it. So these 5 guys, I mean, it's going to be a tricky race from now. Let's go back up towards the front as we got Ryan B. He's just dropping off the back of the Mercedes as the bread bank gets a little bit out of shape. Now that's going to give Mir Ryan a bit of a chance here. Not into turn 1, but maybe, just maybe into turn 2. And he's already got it done actually. Mir Ryan gets it done as LFC and Jasper had a little bit of a ding dong into turn 1 there, but The bread bank making a mistake, going wide, and he does look like he's got front wing damage, so maybe that is why. Yes, he does have front wing damage, so the bread bank suffering with a bit of front wing damage. And meanwhile, Dawn steering wheel, thanks to the battling early on, has managed to build that gap, but now things have calmed down a bit. They're starting to reel him back in, Jerome and Ryan B. And now we got a three-way scrap for the lead, as Ryan B setting a purple middle sector, so he's showing his pace. Now here's the thing, when it comes to the wet conditions, you need a few laps just to learn the conditions. So we'll see now in the next couple of laps who truly has the pace here, as Jerome gets a little bit of a slide on, as Ryan B sets a fastest lap there. And these guys in the top three are starting to pull away a bit from me and Ryan, who's eagerly pulling away from the bread bank, but with that front wing damage, it's not surprising. Jasper right now still in 8th, taking it nice and easy for the time being, but needs to be careful because he does have Calvin Christian not too far behind him. Meanwhile, Kieran has made the move on Smitsky and has got up into 11th place, so a good job there from the Red Bull driver. Meanwhile, look at how close Jasper is to the back of LFC there. Absolutely great to see. Meanwhile, Ryan B all over the back end of that Mercedes, and this is going to be a tasty battle right now, because it looks like Ryan B has gotten used to these conditions a bit quicker, as it looks like Palmer has made a mistake in turn 5, yellow flags being brought out. Dale and Ivo opting for the early pit stop and guessing that's for damage. Meanwhile, Don Steenwell having a bit of connection issue right now, which is not what you want to see. I mean, I feel for these guys right now, when the connection has the X on its name, that's when things get a little bit scary. But me and Ryan just holding back a little bit right now. And Jerome, he's got to be patient. He's got to think, what can our connection do? Will it jump forward and give me wing damage? That's what he's got to be concerned about right now. He just needs to find a spot where he can get a good one on Don Steenwheel and maybe pass him into turn 1, as LFC is overtaken by Jasper, and LFC gets a 5-second time penalty for cutting the corner and gaining position. I'm guessing Calvin Christian got past him as LFC went a bit deep into the corner and is giving him a penalty. As Cloudy Cloud in the chat saying May Ryan looking really good at the moment. He should. I mean, we saw his time on the medium tyres. Here's the thing, he's got 3 seconds to make up to these guys at the front. He needs to start closing in that gap ASAP, as we got more yellow flags in sector 3, and that is going to be for the Toro Rossos and for Craigie. It's not been a good race so far for those guys. Meanwhile, we have a tasty battle that's going on for P5. As I said earlier, Breadbank with wing damage. He's doing well not to lose too much time to Ryan, but he is dropping back and dropping into the clutches of Slayer and Jasper. Meanwhile, Ryan, he's dropping more time to these guys ahead. As Don Steering Wheel, the only one with the icon for fuel, so he is showing that he underfueled his car a bit, along with Smitsky. So the Ferrari's underfueling might help him out a little bit. But we will see. As we got a comment for Gary. Gary's racing in D2, mate. This is D4. D2 is also live right now, being commentated over the legends, that is QVR Dakar and QVR Verstappen. If I believe, I do believe Verstappen is commentating tonight as well. We got a yellow flag in sector 3, and that is going to be for Palmer, who has lost it again. Interestingly enough, though, it does look like Mir Ryan is just, he's not closing in, although he is now starting to push on ERS. So we'll see how much he can gain at the expense of his battery pack, but doesn't appear to be gaining too much, and he doesn't want to push too hard too soon. Meanwhile, Jasper and Slayer now all over the back of the bread bank. Now, what this could do is bring Calvin and LFC and even Kieran into that battle. As yet, it does look like the front three are running away with it. And 2 out of the 3 were on the podium last time out. Let's got a yellow flag, and that is for Dave. Oh no, Dave. Dave Javu has lost it at turn 1. Ah, you hate to see it. As we got Raj in the chat showing support for Don, and Raj actually, I can't remember, are you out for the rest of the season now, Raj? Because if you are, then I would love to get your predictions on who out of everyone else do you think is going to be the one that will challenge Jasper over the rest of the season. Because I'm looking at 3 guys right now. I'm seeing Mir Ryan closing up, Jeron close up, and Don Steering Wheel. However, Ryan B, with a big result here, could throw his name into that hat. As the race appears to have stabilized right now, we're just getting yellow flags. People in the back just losing their car. As we got another battle going on, brewing for the final points paying position between Smitsky and Ghost Recon. LFC gets a... Oh, LFC's... Oh, he's gone. And that's brought out a VSC. LFC with another 5-second penalty, and he's just completely... It just looks like he's driven off the track there. So with the VSC, it's kind of stabilized things again. And now Now here's the thing, right? There is a rule now in place for the VSCs about speeding under VSC. Now I'm not sure what is considered speeding, because obviously everyone's just got their own delta to run to. But I'm looking at these gaps, and if anyone does close up insanely quick, they could be under a bit of a steward's inquiry, as Jasper actually overtakes Slayer there. So I mean, we hope that Jasper did not break that rule there, but he has managed to overtake Slayer, so it'll be interesting. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1, and that is for Dale, who has retired and left the session. Meanwhile, Smitsky and Ghost Recon side by side in turn 2 and in turn 3, and Smitsky keeps it there as Jasper picks up a 3-second time penalty. I think that is the first 3-second time penalty. We've seen it as Ghost gets very close to the curb, and Slayer has actually lost it as well. He is sliding around all over the place. And what this is doing is actually helped Jasper, as Palmer has left the session as well. As I said, it's not been a good race for the guys who are towards the back, being Dale, Palmer, Ibo, Maverick and Craigie. I mean, it's not been a good showing from so far, but the top 3 absolutely storming away. Mir Ryan is 6 seconds off the back of Ryan B, who is in this 3-man battle. As I'm going to go on board with Jasper, because with Breadbank having that front wing damage, it's just gonna compromise him. As we got Craig again out of the way of the leaders up ahead, so we'll stay on board with this battle to see if Jasper can make any sort of move into sector 2. It doesn't look like it at the moment. I've got a yellow flag in sector 3. And it looked to be for a... Oh, it's Ghost. Ghost is gone. Ghost Recon has spun it, but he is still in 12th place. He's still got a point, but he's going to be under pressure now from Dave Javu. Meanwhile, Don Steamwheel. Don Steamwheel's lost it. Oh no, Don Steamwheel has dropped it in turn 2, and Jasper has now got past the bread bank. And that is a name that Mir Ryan does not want to see come up on his POV. He's got yellow flags in sector 2 and 3, and that is for I believe that is for Alt Maverick. So Jerome now takes the lead of the race. Ryan B in second. He does appear to have some good pace here, so Ryan B could very well get a bit of a wiggle on and be able to close up this gap. Mir Ryan in fourth. Don Steenwell, after that mistake, has dropped back into third, 2.3 seconds off the lead, off the battle for the lead. And then we got Mir Ryan then 4.5 seconds behind him. Jasper again another 4.5 seconds. Breadbank into the pits, so he's going to drop down through the order a bit. Believe he'll come out just behind Deja Vu. And you got Kieran all over the back of Calvin Christian for 6th place now. As we got a yellow flag in sector 2, and that is for the Toro Rosso, who I think is getting out of the way along with Ibo, as Maverick and Ibo both getting out of the way. They need to be careful, because it could cause a safety car if they go slow enough, which I hope it doesn't, as LFC leaves the session. And Ryan B now all over the back of Jerome. Now this could be the move for the lead. Don Steenwell has closed that gap back up to 1.2 seconds. These two battling. And now are we going to see the move into turn 1? Ryan B into the slipstream. Overtake on the ERS. He's moving to the inside. He sets a fastest lap, and down the inside he'll go. Side by side on the exit of turn 2, and it looks like Ryan B gets the job done, and into the lead he'll go. So a fantastic performance so far from Ryan B. Now he's got the hope that Don Steenwell and Jerome have a bit of a battle, so he can build that gap. Meanwhile, Jasper setting a purple sector 1, so Jasper trying to go for this fastest lap here. As the closest battle we have on track is this battle for the race lead. And Mir Ryan has brought that gap down to 3.9 seconds between him and Don Steenwell. 3.8 now. So Mir Ryan could be coming into play within the next few laps, as Ryan B leads us around again. Drawn not close enough. Ryan B does make a little bit of a mistake, runs a little bit wide there, so that's just going to cost him a bit of time. Just a bit of time that Jerome was able to gain there on Ryan B. Meanwhile, Ghost Recon with the fastest lap, and he's currently down in 11th place, so that would be 3 points for Ghost Recon as it stands right now. Meanwhile, we also got Kieran all over the back of the Renault of Calvin Christian. So we'll stay on board with this. So it looks like Kieran is looking to get a bit of a move on now. Looks like Calvin Christian just saving a bit of ERS. But we're going to go back up to the front just to have a look and see if Jerome can get close enough to get that move on the McLaren. As Mir Ryan now sets the fastest lap. So now the Red Bull is coming into play, and look at what we got by here. McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull in the top 4. The last 4 constructors to win a constructors championship in real life F1. At least I think McLaren won the constructors. It might have been Renault. But drawn all over the back of Ryan B, and it's going to be interesting to see who pulls the trigger and goes for a pit stop, if they go for a pit stop. McLaren didn't. Okay, Raj. Wasn't sure. I thought McLaren might have done it when they had Alonso and Hamilton. Meanwhile, Kieran all over the back. Of Calvin, and now if he gets a good exit here, he could be on, and he has got a good exit. So here we go. Calvin defends to the inside. The Red Bull is going to have to try around the outside. And he's, I think he's going to get it done. I think he's got the traction down there. And yes, he yes, he does. And Kieran now up into 6th place and able to try and hunt down Jasper. And this could be crucial for the likes of these guys ahead, especially for Mir Ryan. He'll be hoping and praying that Kieran can close that gap up to Jasper and overtake him, maybe back him up into Calvin Christian as well, if there is going to be some Red Bull team orders. And yeah, as Cloudy actually brings up a good point, Jasper 9 seconds behind Mir Ryan now, so was there a mistake somewhere? Meanwhile, Jerome dropping off Ryan B a bit and is being caught by Don Steering Wheel. Meanwhile, Mir Ryan into the pits along with the Mercedes of Jerome. So here we go. Are they going to get the undercut on these guys? Craig picks up a 3-second time pen. Meanwhile, Ghost Recon and Smitsky both coming into the pits. Now we're starting to see people into the pits now for the one and only pit stop here. And we've got to look at this gap now between the leaders and John. So it is 22.1 seconds and it is coming down. We got a yellow flag in sector 1 and that is for Ibo. So the gap is coming down. But is it coming down fast enough? Time will tell. Is the Mercedes going to get the undercut on Ryan B? Can Mir Ryan close up that gap to Don and try and challenge for this podium? These two are in a pretty serious battle right now in the championship. Only 3 points separating them. As Ryan B's into the pits, Don Steering Wheel carries on. As we got Kieran and Calvin Christian both into the pits now. So Ryan B, is he going to come out ahead of Jerome? It's going to be close. The overspeed from the Mercedes are going to be side by side into turn 1. And the switchback there from Jerome. And they're going to be battling on the way down into turn 2. Mercedes having a look down the inside, bit of contact made. And Jerome gets the move done, and gonna look at that gap between them and Ryan as Ryan B goes around the outside at turn 4 in the wet. What a lad! What a move there from Ryan B. Around the outside at turn 4, and Raj bringing up a point that Don Steamwell could be trying a no stop. It's got a yellow flag in sector 3, and that is going to be for Craigie. Got a yellow flag in sector 2, and that's Ivo getting out of the way now. Don Steamwell into the pits. So there goes the idea for the no stop strategy, but Ryan has closed up quite a bit, Jerome, with him and Ryan B battling as hard as they did. Don Steamwell coming out of the pits right now. He is going to get overtaken. And the order is as it stands. However, Ryan is now in this battle. 1.3 seconds off Don Steamwell. So now we have a four-way battle for the race win. Ryan B, Jeroen, Don Steamwell and Ryan. Meanwhile, Jasper having a relatively quiet race right now in P5, as we got Kieran all over the back of Deja Vu. And I am interested to see how this is going to play out between the top four. Because as it stands, one penalty can really change the outcome here. As Ron sets a new fastest lap with a 31.1. And Craigie has retired from the race. Not what you like to see. And Ghost and Slayer trading positions there. And Dave into the pits, and he's got a puncher. That's mad. He must have really worn out those intermediates. That's a good job. He came into the pits as we got the Renault side by side. Breadbank and Calvin Christian give each other the room. As Breadbank doesn't give Calvin the room there, and oh no, Breadbank. I saw him hit that curb a bit naughty there. And Jasper has actually lost out the position to Kieran, so I don't know what's happened to Jasper there. He has made a mistake, and now the Red Bull of Kieran has managed to get past the Haas, the championship leader. And now this has really just opened things up, because now that is 2 extra points that Jasper could lose right now, as Ryan B sets a fastest lap. So Jasper appears to be struggling here. Meanwhile, further down, Sven going off track. There's a Toro Rosso spun around on track, and now Ghost Recon is going to get himself up into 9th place potentially. Yes, he does. So, good job there from Ghost Recon. Gets himself up another position. As me and Ryan still closing in on Don Steenwell. Both of them actually losing time now to the top two. And Ryan B looks to have slightly better pace than the Mercedes of Drawn here. So it's like Ryan B is doing very well in these intermediate conditions compared to his competitors. As Calvin Christian still all over the back of his Renault teammate, as Alt Maverick has spun it again, and we got a VSC. And not been a good day for these guys. For Ibo, Alt Maverick, Jod, Dave as well. Basically what we got right now, we got a four-way battle for 9th place between Ghost Recon, Sven, Slayer and Smitsky. Then ahead of them we got a battle for 7th between the Bread Bank and Calvin Christian. Ahead of them, Jasper and Kieran, as Calvin and Breadbank's around. Contact with his teammate perhaps. We saw that Calvin picked up a 3-second time penalty, so has that been obtained by making contact with his teammate? I don't know, but Breadbank now struggling to get his tyres cooled down, and that's the issue. Once you spin it, it becomes very tricky to get going again in the right way, as Alt Maverick has left the session, so he is not happy with how his race has gone. Meanwhile, the Mercedes all over the back of Ryan B, so the battle for the lead has really closed back up. And it looks like Kieran is pulling a bit of a gap to Jasper. Okay, Craigie, I hope you feel better soon, mate. I hope you do. Get well. Take care, bud. And the Bread Bank has now retired. He's coming to the pits and he has retired. What we have now, we have Ryan B setting a new fastest lap, so showing the pace that he has. Meanwhile, Drawn all over the back of him. Let's stick on board with this, because this appears to be quite tasty, and it's the closest battle we have on track right now. Yeah, classy. Red Bank retired. I'm not sure what happened. He was battling with Calvin. Saw Calvin pick up a 3-second time penalty, and then Red Bank was around. So I think they might have tried to go side by side in turn 4. And Dron really going wide right now. Is Jerome gonna close up enough into turn one? He has broken pretty late, so oh, as he gets a back end snap there. Mercedes starting to push the boundaries a little bit. Meanwhile, Mir Ryan has made a mistake somewhere because he has dropped back to the 3-second gap that he had early on in the race to Don steering wheel. So Mir Ryan has definitely made a mistake somewhere. Meanwhile, Ghost Recon on the hunt right now for Calvin Christian, who we know has a 3-second time penalty because it popped up for us. But was there contact between him and his teammate? That we don't know. But he is under pressure from Ghost Recon, so maybe we'll see a position change very soon. As Smitsky picks up a 3-second time penalty. Speaking of Smitsky, he's on the back of Slayer, so that could be crucial on how many points Smitsky can get here today. He should be relatively safe from Dave behind, who was 12.5 seconds behind. So Slayer's gone off, and Smitsky just goes straight through. He says, "Thank you very much, mate. I'll have some of that." And now Smitsky up into 10th place, and I'm wondering if Slayer is listening to the stream, because with the little bit of delay that there is between me saying things to the stream being broadcast to you, I mean, that's perfect timing for someone to say, "Oh, he's got a 3-second penalty. Okay, I'll just use him to tow me along." So I wonder if that's a bit of tactics there from Slayer. Meanwhile, Ghost Recon still trying to do everything he can to get past Calvin Christian on track. As we are on lap 27 of 35. Closest battles we have on track is the battle for P7 and Ghost Recon getting all over the gearbox of that Renault. Little tap there, I think. As Jerome sets a new fastest lap. And if I'm not mistaken, I think these guys are actually catching Jasper a bit. So Jasper could be in trouble. And has Jasper got front wing damage? Did I just see a bit of front wing off? Yes, Jasper's got front wing damage. Oh no, as Ghost Recon gets past Calvin Christian into turn one. Good job there from the Williams. But Jasper, front wing damage on the Haas. Now this could be massive for the likes of Mir Ryan, Don steering wheel, Jerome, Ryan B. This could be massive for their championship hopes. Because Jasper with front wing damage, he is going to drop back into the clutches of Ghost Recon and Calvin Christian. And that is a lot of points lost. Oh no, Mir Ryan has dropped it. Oh no, Mir Ryan. He was looking so good for this race as well. He was looking very good for the podium, but now 12 seconds off Don's steering wheel. As Cloudy said, Jasper's been playing too much Minecraft this week. I don't know how to respond to that. And look at the gap right now between Jasper and Ghost Recon is down to 1.7 seconds, 1.5. I mean, good news for Mir Ryan is that he didn't lose a position with that mistake. However, will Jasper be losing a position soon? Because the Williams is hungry for P6. Meanwhile, Smitsky and Sven in close proximity to each other as well. But we still got... Oh no, it's Giron. He's gone to the grass and he's lost the back end. And that is the breathing room that Ryan B now needs. And with limited amount of laps left, now is going to be the time where Giron needs to push. And Ghost Recon is now within a second of Jasper. Yeah, John very lucky there to keep the car. But now he is 2 seconds behind Ryan. We got a yellow flag in sector 2. That is for Slayer. That is unfortunate. Okay, so here we go. Ghost Recon. He has been catching the wounded Haas of Jasper. Will Jasper be losing another position here? Will he be dropping down into P7? That is the question. As yeah, Ghost started 20th. He had a spin as well, so this is a big recovery drive from Ghost Recon. Could be a shout for driver of the day, to be honest. I say could be because Ryan B hasn't put a foot wrong, so at the moment Ryan B definitely gets my vote for driver of the day, but Ghost Recon is right behind it. But he is all over the back of the Haas. We're on lap 31 of 35. And Kieran is closing up to his teammate. So are we going to see the Red Bulls battle? Are there going to be team orders? It's Ghost Recon still over the back of Jasper. Jasper doing very well right now to keep it ahead of the man in the Williams. And now Kieran is actually close right up to Ryan B. Has Ryan B got wing damage? Yes, he has. Ryan B's got wing damage. Oh, that's heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking for Ryan B. Now, this is going to be... Sure, this could be a very interesting call for Don steering wheel right now, because he has 17.7 seconds to Mir Ryan behind. As Smitsky's lost it. Oh no, Smitsky! He's binned it in turn 5. And now he's lost the position to both Slayer and Dave, and now he's back into 12th. Right, anyway, as I was going to say, the interesting call that Don could make if he wanted, he could chance a pit stop for fastest lap. fresh set of inters right at the end. He could chance it. He should come out ahead of Jasper. But the gap is 19 seconds to Ryan. I'm not sure if that's a big enough gap to come out ahead of me, Ryan. But Dron has actually managed to close that gap back up to Ryan B. So the battle for the win is back on between these two. As Kieran being held up now by his teammate as Smitsky is into the pits. The Red Bulls are fighting. There is no team order here today. Meanwhile, the gap is now 20 seconds between Don and Ryan. I can't remember what the actual... As there we go, there's the switch. Ryan has released Kieran, and I think that should have happened a lot sooner. Should have happened a lot sooner. Meanwhile, Ghost Recon all over the back of Jasper still. And it looks like Jasper is actually going to be... It looks like he is closing in on me, Ryan. But Jasper's ERS is spent. And here goes Don. Late break. Why did I say Don? I said Ghost Recon. Con Don. Right, that's where I went. That's where I went with that. Right, so Ghost Recon all over the back of Jasper. He did break much later, but unable to get the move done around the outside. However, he is all over the back of the Haas driver, and you gotta think it is a matter of time. Oh, Jasper's made a mistake. He's clipped the inside curb, and that has given Ghost Recon the opportunity to go down the inside, and with that damaged front wing, Jasper just can't compete. And you're going to see it now in the rest of these corners that Ghost is just going to be able to pull away, and there it is. Meanwhile, back up towards the front, the gap is closing down rapidly, and Ryan B's gone a little bit deep there, and Dron gets a very nice exit out of turn 1. Is this going to be the move for the lead on the penultimate lap? Ryan B versus Jaron. Ryan B's able to hold it. So this is going to be a nail biter all the way down to the last lap between these two. Everyone in the chat, put your predictions down now. Who is going to pick up victory here, Ryan B or Jaron? Let me know. We're going to go on TV pod for this lap. As we got support from Ryan B went wide, but then Jaron just loosed in the back end, not able to capitalise on it. Both making a mistake at the same time. As we got support for Ryan B in the chat, the man who got the podium last season in D3 here. Is he going to get the win in D4 as we are now about to start the final lap? Now we are on the final lap, and is John going to have a look? He's got to have a look. He's got to have a look. Ryan B defends half and half to the inside, keeps it planted in the middle of the track, and there's very few overtaking places around here as John gets right up underneath the gearbox. He's got to weigh up his options now. The two best places to overtake, they've already gone. So now John has to be creative. And it looks like Ryan B might have done just about enough, and Smitsky has spun it again. I had to go see if I was done, but Jasper's picked up another 3-second time penalty. That's dropped him behind Calvin. That has just dropped Jasper behind Calvin, so Jasper could be down in P8, and Ryan B around the final corner. He's going to be able to hold off Jerome on the final lap, and he will pick up the victory here at Hungary. We're drawn in second. Don Sewell picks up a third place. That is the podium, and now we got Kieran. Kieran's lost the back end. No! Kieran, no! And that... Oh no, Kieran! May Ryan will cross the line now in 4th place, but will he stay there? Yes, he will. Don Steenwell in 5th. Jasper in 6th. He does stay ahead of Calvin and Kieran. Kieran. Oh, no. That is not the one. A Slayer in 10th, Sven in 9th, Dave, Guess 12th, and Jod will cross the line to pick up the final points paying position. And do you know what? I don't know what to say about that race. I mean, it was a very, very nail-biting race for the top 3. And they pretty much were the top 3 throughout the entire race. Now, in terms of driver of the day, there is support for Ghost Recon. And I do understand that support, because Ghost Recon, hell of a drive. Last to 5th and spinning in that race as well. Incredible stuff from the man in the Williams. But also, you got to look at the fact that Ryan B made no mistakes whatsoever, and he picked up the win. So, Ghost, Guess driver of the day, tied with Ryan B in my opinion. So here is the results. We got Ryan B winning, drawn in 2nd, Don Steenwell 3rd, May Ryan in 4th, Ghost Recon 5th, Jasper in 6th, Calvin in 7th, Kieran going to be fuming down in 8th, Sven 9th, Slayer 10th, Dave in 11th, and Jod in 12th place, picking up that final point paying position. And the fastest lap point will go to Jeron, so that's 19 points that he's going to pick up here today. And unlike last week, guys, unfortunately I don't have time to do little post-race interviews. Unfortunately I don't have time for that tonight, because I gotta quickly shoot off. But I would like to say a massive congratulations to everyone that survived here today. I mean, it's a very tricky race and you all done fantastic. Massive congratulations to Ryan B on winning, and to Jeron and Don Steenwheel on the podium. And until next week, guys, I've been Ivor Bryn Mike, and I'll catch you next week.